So there'll be some intro music going on and it'll ease in. All right. Welcome everybody to the GRODCAST. I'm your host, Young Greasy. Today I'm here with Nicole Bruno. Would you like to introduce yourself to the Grod heads?
Hi, everyone. My name is Nicole Bruno, and you're going to learn about me today.
Yeah. So why don't we just get started with the first question? Nicole Bruno, what is important?
I find that family is important, both blood relations, but also found family and the people you meet along the way. People aren't meant to be solitary. We are not solitary creatures. We are meant to build and form and cultivate relationships throughout our lives. So, whatever family means to you, that's what's important.
Right. Do you feel you have a large family?
I actually feel as if I have a small family. Yeah, I have a small family, but I think the ones who I have in my family, I am fiercely loyal to. The friends and family that I've made, I've just had for years. People who I've known since I was young. So, but it's a small family for sure.
Yeah. The smaller it is, maybe the more intimate you can get. Not that you want to get intimate with your family, but I don't know. I have a relatively small immediate family, and then a large extended family, and it does feel like all of growing up was like one long camping trip, and you get to know these people up until you're at a certain age, and then you spend way less time with each other. And it's just interesting to see how we keep changing on top of that.
Yeah, I think that happens like very naturally over time, whether that's in your immediate family or your extended family and what that looks like, or even just like the friends along the way. One of my closest friends I've known since I was literally in elementary school, and we've survived high school, we survived college. Now we're heading into adulthood. Another one of my closest friends I met just in college, but those are the like my ride or dies. But how it changes, we're changing as time is progressing as well. And regardless, you'll always have your blood family, whether that's immediate, whether that's more of an extended family. Those are the people who you're going to just grow with into into forever,
Mm-hmm. For as long as we can.
Yeah.
This is a bit of a switching gears. You're a musician, right?
I am.
I believe your main instrument's piano. What would you say the ideal note is?
It's funny. I always end up at B natural. I don't know. I don't know why, but I think very naturally when I'm either creating or when I'm singing just like a random tune, I always end up kind of basing everything around like B natural scale to like B minor. So I think I'm keeping that. That also might be like the inner band kid in me who knows everything was kind of centered around that B flat zone in the note. It's a great starting point. It's a great question.
Thanks. I work hard to think of these questions. So, do you also write your own music?
I do. I've been doing that since I was 12, but really earnestly since I was about 19, 20. It always kind of came, I don't want to say it came naturally. I just think I'm very wordy. And when music started like becoming a skill that I was developing over time, I was just putting together the music that I enjoyed doing alongside me being very wordy, and everything just kind of like fit together. Though I have to say, my initial inspiration for songwriting, I think in two ways. One, have you ever heard of the movie Rags on Nickelodeon?
No, I haven't.
Okay, I know I keep saying this to people and no one recognizes it, but I hold this very near and dear to my heart. It's Max Schneider and Kiki Palmer, Nickelodeon. It's a like mixed Cinderella story, but it's about songwriters and like growing up and or becoming a songwriter, getting your music heard. But it's like a Cinderella story. So he was a songwriter. I loved that. And then on the other side, Disney Channel's Austin and Ally, singer songwriter, pop star duo. Those were
Was that a TV show?
yeah, it was a TV show on Disney Channel back when I was like 12. Um, but I absolutely loved that show. And it was about songwriting and it always looked so fun. And I was like, oh, look how easy they can do it. It's not that easy. But that was really my inspiration. So yes, that was a long-winded way of saying, yes, I write my own music.
Um, yeah, I think a lot of us are inspired in large part by movies and TV, um, especially with like music. It is in itself a format that's just auditory, and so movies adding that picture element for the more visual people, that might be what gets you into music. But
Yeah.
then if you are a more visual person, maybe you aren't destined to be a musician. But
It comes in all forms.
so going off of that, what is one of your favorite movies and why?
One of my favorite movies is DreamWorks Prince of Egypt. It is the fictional animated retelling of the story of Exodus. So Moses, the 10 plagues, leaving the Israelites leaving Egypt. And that is my favorite movie for years and years and years for so many different reasons, historically, spiritually, but above all, which is a great segue off our last conversation, the music. The music is beautiful. It's a multitude of composers, but my favorite composer of all time, Hans Zimmer, wrote wrote the main melody and wrote the music for this movie, and it is a masterpiece with the visuals and the melody that is repeated throughout the entire movie. It is a comfort rewatch 100 times over.
And it's animated, right?
It is animated, yeah. If I'm getting my facts correct, it was being created at the same time Shrek was being created in DreamWorks,
Okay.
which I just think is really funny as well. So it's an older movie. Yeah.
Are you a fan of Shrek?
Of course I am. Of
Would
course
you
I
say
can. Of course.
would you say Shrek 1 or Shrek 2? The later ones I don't know enough about, but
Yeah, it's really big one and two.
hmm,
I think one just because of how iconic it is. But the music, but holding out for a hero in Shrek 2 changed my
it's
life.
Fro Fro or Fru Fru,
Sorry.
the group that does it.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know the name of the group. Thank you. But that rendition of Holding Out for a Hero changed my life. That fairy godmother doing like that was spectacular. But I think movie wise, the first one.
Okay.
Would you say likewise? Or what do you think?
Um, I think the music, it's hard to compete with All Star, and I'm a believer and all that. And Hallelujah is in the first one, I think.
Yeah, I
But
think so.
um, the second one, you've got the David Bowie feature, and um, it had as a as a bonus feature like a Far Far Away Idol, and so it was
Yeah.
yeah, all the characters singing. So I think Shrek 2 wins for me because of its versatility.
That's fair. No, that's fair. Yeah. It's a great two movies. They're good movies, yeah.
Yeah, I I don't think I'd want to live where Shrek lives, but
No, but that
to
wasn't the
each their
question.
own. So speaking of Shrek, do you know what you're gonna be for Halloween this year? I know it's a couple months away, but
I don't. I don't, but it's probably going to be one of those spur of the moment decisions I decide to make out of something out of my closet. For instance, last year, I don't know if you're familiar with My Chemical Romance.
Yep.
Okay. I went as Marianne.
Okay.
You saw, yeah. Wait, are you familiar?
Sort of. But
Okay, so Marianne was a character created for the Black Parade tour that they went on in North America this past in 2025. And she was a character that came out during during Mama, one of their songs. So I went as her. So it's probably going to be something really specific and niche that nobody's going to know. So I don't know yet, but I'm sure it'll be elaborate.
did you get to see that tour?
I did.
How
I
was
did. It was amazing, and I'm trying to go back again when they're back later this year. It was really good. I recommend if you're able to go. I'm waiting for tickets to drop again so I can go. It was really good.
What would you say your favorite song off the Black Parade is?
I think Mama.
Okay.
I know that's like a basic answer, but I think I've had a full circle moment where I was like, oh, it's Mama, and then maybe House of Wolves, but now I'm back on Mama. That one's just so iconic. It's so good. I really like that one. Do you have a favorite off that album?
It's also jumped around a bit, but right now probably Cancer.
Beautiful. Yeah.
I just think it builds in such a great way, and even though it's a short song, it feels full.
It does. Yeah, that's a really good song. Yeah. Honestly, no skip album, if I'm being honest. That's one of the few no skip albums, in my opinion.
I put it up pretty high.
Yeah.
Do you listen to other like 2000s emo type stuff? I know you said you are a wordy writer, and they put a lot of words in their song titles. So.
They do. So 2000, okay. I have my emo playlist is comprised of My Chemical Romance. Oh my gosh, what's that group that I was just thinking of? That's so funny. I listen to them all the time. Okay, I listen to a lot of Muse as well.
Mm-hmm.
I like newer Muse, but I like older Muse a little bit better. Listen to Radiohead. And then I can't believe I'm forgetting the name of this group. I'm so mad at myself. The group that does Chop Suey.
System of a Down.
Thank you. Yes, I listen to a lot of System of a Down. Those are kind of like the main groups of like early thousands music that I listened to. I shockingly didn't get into Fall Out Boy that much. I liked their last album. But I know Fall Out Boy has like the longest albums of all time, or titles of all time. Early Panic at the Disco did something similar. I liked Early Panic as well. It was pretty good.
Yeah. Were you a theater kid growing up?
I think I was a wannabe theater kid. I never did theater. It was too much of a time commitment, so I just never got into it. But I think I really wanted to be.
Well, maybe someday.
Maybe someday. Was that one of your questions, or did you just read something off my energy? I'm very curious.
Just Early Panic at the Disco makes me think theater kid.
That's fair. That's actually really fair. Yeah.
But I was just wondering. Moving on to the third of the 6 questions that I ask everyone. Nicole, why do you do what you do?
I do what I do because I am terrified of being bored. I think it's so easy post schooling and everything. I don't know if it's been clear in this conversation. I am not in college. I am 24. So I am post all of my schooling. I'm in like the real world working a corporate job. And it can get really repetitive. And that scares me that I feel like my life is just becoming, okay, go to work. Okay, I do this, I move on. And even though I started this while I was still in college, I guess that impending fear of what's going to happen after this. So I just this is me encouraging myself to create something outside of what society is telling me to do. Okay, I still go to my job. Okay, I still make money. Okay, I still am like being a productive member of society. But I have creative pursuits that I'm able to work on, and I'm able to express myself, and I'm able to, as silly as it sounds, romanticize my life a little bit more, because life is worth living. And I'm trying to prove that to myself in all of these projects and everything that I'm throwing myself into.
Well put.
Thank you.
Would you like to say a bit more about what you do? You don't have to, but just like to open it up.
Oh yeah. This started basically just as an Instagram page. Me trying to be, I guess, a wannabe influencer, but over time I realized I am not an influencer at all. I am just someone who likes to create content, post, I guess, find things that are pretty, find things that are nice to look at, or it sounds so conceited, but like taking a nice photo of myself, it makes me feel good. I like it. But it all started as an Instagram page, really as just trying to, like I said before, romanticize my life, because I was bored and I was like, there has to be something more to this. So I was trying to prove to myself that there is. And yeah, I'm proving it. So it all started as an Instagram page. And from that Instagram page, I became inspired to keep writing music, to write music, to put it more on that page, to create something, get back into music, do those creative pursuits. So I did that, and it's really fun. It's really enjoyable. And from there, I decided to create a YouTube channel where I could talk a bit more and be a little more expressive, because that's harder to do on an Instagram page where everything is just you take a video, but it's short and you put trending music over it, or you're taking a photo. YouTube gave me the opportunity to actually speak, which is apparently something I really like to do. So that has been really, really fun, and just kind of expanded my reach in that respect, being able just to keep going. And from YouTube, okay, now I'm posting covers, and it's like, wow, I miss performing. I miss being up in front of people. That is something I've always enjoyed. I never had stage fright. I am an extrovert. Probably the dictionary definition of an extrovert. I just miss being around people. And from there, I got inspired, and I decided to put myself out there. And now I'm doing gigs around my area. I'm playing music for people. I'm performing. It's inspiring me to do more music. So it's kind of funny how each little bit of what I am doing is actually inspiring me to do more and more. So I'm excited to see what I do next, honestly. Let's see what else I'm inspired to do. So it was all just kind of a cascading effect of, okay, I want to prove that like living is a good thing and I can keep going. And it turns into, wow, I have all these things I'm so passionate about, that I'm so proud of. I'm going to keep creating because it makes me happy. So, and I'm putting it out publicly. I'm putting it out into the world now.
The world is receiving it well.
Apparently, apparently the world is receiving it well. Let me tell you, I was shocked that my last video did as well as it did, but I'm beyond grateful and beyond humble by just how many people even just watched it. When I was making it, I was like, okay, this is funny. I'm enjoying what I'm doing. I'm trying something. I'm trying soda, of all things. Like, what a silly video for people to have really connected to on some level. So I'm beyond grateful. and it brought me here too, which again, beyond grateful for. This is a very fun opportunity. So thank you.
Sure. Did you try any more sodas after that? Or Are
I
you
think
all
I'm
sorted out?
I think I'm sorted out, honestly.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is now the few friends or my couple friends who have seen the video has been like, okay, well now you have to try this. Now you have to try that. And I'm like, okay, next time I go out, I need to go to a grocery store. I'll try a couple more. I'll see. I'll try it. Mostly people are just telling me to try different flavors. And I'm like, okay. I wish they sold smaller single servings, or even just like mini cans, just so I can try one. I don't want to dedicate myself to an entire bottle again.
Yeah. If I think the only way to get the mini cans are in packs of like 8. So
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And who's got the funds? I
I
don't.
don't.
So
um, do you do you see yourself doing this for a long time?
I hope so. I genuinely hope so. I hope because I just hope that I keep going because even something like the Instagram is really easy to keep going. That's you're taking photos, you're making videos of you just going out. That's easy to keep going. Music is something easy, easy, easy to keep going with as well. YouTube might be the harder thing. I think I'm lucky right now with where I am, where I have the time to dedicate myself to make the videos, to writing the videos, to filming the videos, to editing the videos. That one might be harder to keep up, but even if I'm only posting like once every 3 weeks, now it's still like once every 2 weeks, which I feel like is a pretty good schedule. I've kept it up almost 2 years now, but I enjoy it. I hope I keep enjoying it. I think if I get to a point that I'm not enjoying it or it's getting too stressful, then it's time to reevaluate. But I like it. I like where I am right now. I'm enjoying it. I've got things planned. So I hope to. I hope to keep going.
Do you feel like you're getting better at it?
Which aspect? Everything?
Maybe it starts to feel easier to do.
I think so. I think my I think my content is getting better. I think my content's getting better. I think my editing, or my YouTube editing, I think I'm finally getting to a place where I'm developing my own style. My style is 100%, and I don't hide this, it is 100% inspired by my favorite YouTubers, Dan and Phil. They're British YouTubers. They've been around for years. So my editing style is inspired by them 100%, but I think I'm developing my own little like twist off of it. So I think my editing is getting better. But there's so many features of Final Cut Pro. That's the platform that I use that, I'm just Googling stuff as I go. That's all I can do. I'm just Googling it. So I think YouTube editing is getting easier. The content creation is getting easier. I think music is getting easier too. Just naturally, as you keep trying to like hone your skills of songwriting, trying to find new melodies, trying to figure out what works and what doesn't, GarageBand, trying to figure that beast out. I think just over time, it gets a little bit easier, and like the more experiences you have, the more your writing can improve too. But I'm also big on like Googling, asking for help, having people look at what I'm doing and like get critiques as well. I find that as I get older, things get easier because I'm more willing to ask for help. Like I'm not afraid of it anymore. So yes, I think it's getting easier.
Well, that's good to hear. I kind of took a break for a while, and so this is me getting back into it.
Exactly. Yeah. Just the first step is the hardest step. Cliche, but it's true. Just keep going and it gets easier. Maybe you don't think about it as much. You're not thinking as much. You're just producing now.
Mhm. Yeah. What what is legacy to you?
I think legacy is it's leaving something behind, whether that be a physical, something you can hold, whether that just be a name. it's funny you're asking that because I have been listening to a lot of Hamilton, the musical recently, and that's basically like the entire show is just legacy. And what does that mean? If it's something like what do you mean you're leaving behind? So I guess for myself, my legacy is everything that I've put on the internet. That's something I can't delete even if I tried. That's, rule number one of internet safety. If you put it out there, you can't take it down. So everything that I've left behind in that respect, but I think about my music a lot. I often think about my music and then my YouTube videos as I'm getting older. I'll never take them down, but I always think about like, oh my gosh, like my kid's going to find those one day. My nieces and nephews going to look up my name and then find all these old videos and all this old music. That's really what I'm thinking about earnestly. I think that's what my legacy would be if it's not forgotten. I think it's easy to be forgotten on the internet. Everything you put out there, it just depends. But I think in my head, family or legacy is kind of relating back to my family in that way.
It's hard to think of a future beyond your lifespan, but I think I have a very similar answer, and it gives meaning to all the making of stuff when I feel like I have a hard time finding any other meaning. So yeah, maybe it's a good thing.
Yeah. It's all got to count for something, right? Like we have to be doing something.
Yeah.
Whether it means something in the future or not, like we won't be around to find out. But if it means something to us now, that's all that matters.
A little bit of a change of gears. What is not important?
Other people's opinions, which is so, I've been saying this a lot. It's very cliche, but it's also one of the hardest things to actually internalize. Other people just don't matter. If you're happy, if what you're doing isn't actively harming anybody else, then nobody else can say what you're doing is wrong, right or wrong, as long as you're not actively harming anybody else. But it's something so difficult to internalize because I'm going to flip it all the way back to the what is important question, is that we are not solitary creatures. We thrive in communities. So if the community is looking at us and saying, oh, that's weird, or, oh, like, why is she doing that? It turns on us and we're like, should we change ourselves? Do we need to stop what we're doing? What's making us happy? Because this person thinks that it's weird and I don't want to be alone. But that's really all it comes down to. Like, it's not important what other people think, but that's a constant battle. It's something I face every time I post, every time I put out a song. I'm like, this is terrifying because I might be happy with it, but is someone going to look at it and think that I look stupid or that I don't sound good or any of those other opinions,
What is good?
That's a great question. What is good? What is good? I think when it comes down to it, sometimes what good is a societal expectation. I don't think that's maybe the best mindset or how that should be considered, but it's as good as a social construct on some level, because what I think is good, somebody else is going to hate. There is nothing out there that you can poll like 100 people and 100 people are going to say yes over no or X over Y. It's impossible. It's impossible to state that. So to say something is good or better or best, it is a little bit of a social construct.
Yeah.
I figured we don't want to get like into the morality of it. I'm trying to keep very baseline,
We can get deep if you want, but yeah, I guess if good isn't something you can really attain, it takes the pressure off when you're putting stuff out. But it is fun when something you thought was not that good turns out to be really good. So
I know, 100%. I just heard this. Oh, this goes going back to the good comment. I was just listening to an author give a talk. Ellen Hildebrand. She's a writer, very well-known writer, but she was talking about how when she was doing writing workshops when she was younger, before she started writing all of these books, she said that she wasn't the best writer in the workshop, but she was the most consistent. But she also ended up being the one who became like the most successful, writing the most books and becoming so popular. But she never was the best, but she was consistent. And I think that mindset, I heard it last week, and it like changed my perspective on what creation and my passion projects could be. So maybe if I look at myself and I'm hard on myself and I'm like, oh, I'm not good. Oh, I don't think this is good. But I'm going to keep going. I'm going to be consistent with my work, keep going, keep practicing, keep putting stuff out there. It doesn't matter if it's good. I just keep going. And I think that's the most important thing too. But that really like changed my mindset. So I really appreciated that. So I figured I'd share that too.
Sure. I want to be more consistent, but it's hard sometimes when you're in a low to keep the ball rolling. But it all averages out over the years.
It definitely does. Consistency is one of the hardest things to keep up. It is a constant because it's just constantly going. But I'm going to pull Miss Hildebrand into this again because it was another good comment. She said, if you just treat this talk clearly changed my life. Treating your projects like they're a job you're being paid for, it kind of forces you out of the lows on some level, because you're forcing yourself to be at least a little bit productive towards whatever you're working on every day. And I was like, that also is changing my life, because it becomes a matter of, like she said, she'd never experienced writer's block. And I'm like, that's crazy. Because like I can sit and not write a single line of a song and it feels like torture. But if you're like forcing yourself even to write a little bit of something, or forcing yourself to edit a little bit, or to go out and create something a little bit, it's all about that consistency that we were just talking about as well. And I'm like, that's also so good. That's so interesting. Trying to keep that together too. Yes. So back to you. Those were the only two quotes, I promise, that I heard from her that really changed my life. I promise I won't bring her up again, but they were very important.
Well, I'm sure she'll appreciate being shouted out on the GRODCAST. I guess this is a jump, but what is one of your favorite historical figures and why?
Okay. When I first saw this question, I was very excited because this is dangerous. I have a degree in history. So this is going to be very nerdy and probably not a typical response, and maybe a little basic. But one of my favorite historical figures is Franklin Delano Roosevelt, President FDR. He was the president during the 1930s into the 1940s. So that is World War II era and then pre-World War II era. I wrote my college thesis on him and foreign policies leading into World War II. This is something I'm incredibly passionate about. But when I'm looking at him is not, while I can appreciate what he did for the nation, I'm not thinking he is my favorite historical figure because of all of the good that he did. It's more just his life and how he got to that point in leading the nation into the Second World War and what that meant from a personal level, but also him as the president, but also on the geopolitical stage as well. That is one of my favorite historical time periods, and his role, especially in the United States, is something I'm particularly fascinated by. I told you it was going to be nerdy. This is my niche.
So has this been a favorite of yours or has he been a favorite of yours for a long time?
More in the recent years, when I was a teenager, it was more Napoleon because I was interested in, again, I'm not like saying anything, not his actions, just like the figurehead of. I want to make that point very clear because this can get dicey quickly. The figurehead of, because it was fascinating how we went from French Revolution into the five consuls, into like disarray, into this man literally coming out of nowhere and becoming an emperor. That is a fascinating rise to power to learn about, and how the societal breakdown led to this random man coming to power, and patterns and stuff. So, but FDR, that came through. I think one of my biggest red flags is that I'm a World War II girly. I love learning about World War II. Not so much the military history, but all the political side and everything else.
Yeah, my mom reads a lot of books, and her favorite genre is World War II era historical fiction, but not the war. So
You can't see, but my bookshelf is right here, and half of the books on it are exactly that: World War II historical, mostly female spies, all from that era. So I completely resonate with that.
Were the other wars less exciting?
um, Maybe, because the beginning of World War I is fascinating. I loved. That's not the right word. Interesting to learn about. I really liked that one. I think just because I got more the 20th. I really like the 20th century. Like if I'm going to study a period of time, it's going to be late 1900s into late 19th century into the 20th century. Industrial revolution, class changes, modernization, etc. What other wars? There's so many other wars that I could get into, but I think World War II was just fascinating. What got me the most about World War II isn't necessarily World War II. Like it is World War II, but it's the period of time between World War I and World War II. The what do they call it? Interperiod between the two. That's what really got me. Watching the breakdown of the nations. Some might even say, or just me honestly, that World War II began in November of 1919 when the Treaty of Paris was signed, post World War I. I'm going to choose to stop there because this could go on for a while, and I don't want it to. But yes.
Well, thank you for that crash course. So, I wrote this question thinking more in terms of like song ideas, but where and when would you say you have your best ideas?
When I don't have anything to write on. So, which is, yeah, I don't have anything to write on. I write a lot, like when I'm getting ready, either getting ready for bed or getting ready in the morning. So like I'm just like sitting, staring in the mirror, like brushing my teeth, doing my hair, whatever, and I'm like thinking of melodies, thinking of lyrics. I think it's because like the one moment of time where I am not like overstimulated or something. Like I don't have my phone in my hand. I'm not watching something. I'm not talking to anybody. The second I'm just genuinely alone and not doing anything is when all of the words start rushing in, like the melodies start rushing in. I think those are, yeah, basically when I'm not doing anything else. It's like more of, it's like an entertain. I'm like entertaining myself because I don't like the quiet too much.
Yeah, it sounds healthy to channel that like alone time into ideas, because you could also spend it just thinking negative things to yourself and the time would pass at the same rate, but be a
Exactly.
lot less productive.
Exactly.
Huh. Is there a specific place you like to write?
Hmm. Specific place I like to write. I always end up just writing in the same place. There's this little blank space of carpet right behind me with nothing because everything's just kind of like pushed up against the various walls. So I set up my keyboard and I put my computer down. I just kind of sit on the floor and wait or play the piano. Depends if I have a melody or not. Depends if I have anything or not. And I just stand right there. I'm looking out the windows. I'm looking out at the people. But honestly, like also the biggest thing that I have, I always have a my Google tabs open, so I can just say like, okay, what rhymes with X, and that kind of helps the ball keep rolling. Sometimes, really, I'm just like standing right there. Nothing special, I guess.
Yeah, I visited Rhyme Zone quite a few times.
Well, it comes in handy. It comes in handy.
I guess we'll move into our final of the 6 questions. Um, I think we did all of the other ones. This question is, what advice would you give your 18-year-old self, and do you think you would take your own advice?
Well, the second part's easy. She would not. 18-year-old me was stubborn and thought she knew everything, and she did not. So she would immediately not listen to me. And I know that, and I love her for it. So no. But the advice I would give her would be, I think two different directions. One thing I would tell her is that like she needs to let go. And that's something hard to do. 18, like you just graduated high school, you're heading into college, like you're changing your entire life. And I think she was holding on to too many things from the past that she just needed to completely drop. She did not do that. And she would not do that either. But the second thing would also be to allow yourself to feel. At 18, I stopped writing music, which was such a shame because I was happy with it and I enjoyed it. And I just like stopped writing because I stopped everything. So I was like, okay. It would have been really cool if I could have, I don't know why I'm speaking in third person. If I could have like kept going as an outlet, because I probably could have started this sooner, but I didn't want, or I didn't know how to. And I was so scared about everything else around me that I didn't let myself do it. So luckily it still happened. This all still came true, and I'm so grateful and so happy. It would have been cool if I started sooner, but I was so scared. But I think with time, with growing up, with changing a few things, it just got a better place. I don't regret anything, which I think is really important. I try not to regret anything because everything that has happened has led me to this moment, and I'm so grateful and so happy with it. So those are the two things that I would tell her, but she wouldn't take it.
If only we had time machines.
Right.
But, yeah. Well, this has been great. Do you have any closing thoughts you want to share for the Grod heads?
I just want to say thank you so much for having me. I was so excited to see this email come through, and I was so excited to have this conversation after reading all the questions. And this has been so great. I'm so grateful. So thank you so much. And I hope to see you guys on my channel soon, in whatever iteration you guys like to follow.
For sure. All right, everyone, go follow Nicole. And we'll see you next time.